If I'm not overthinking, if I'm not dreaming, you're not listening. You are asleep, and I keep talking off the monologue, and I keep talking off the monologue, and I keep talking off the monologue, and I keep talking off the monologue.
Welcome to Off the Monologue. I'm your host, the Welsh Kid from the Block. Though, if you're family or friends, you will know me as Erin. That was very loud. I'm very sorry. Sorry I haven't been posting a lot lately. Well, episodes of the podcast. That is because I wanted to take a break. I had no motivation whatsoever to post anything. But you've had episode 9. Now you have an episode 10. These episodes sorry, I've lost where I am on my thing already. We haven't even that far in, we've only just started. But I hope you all enjoyed my last episode, where it was all about how sports shapes identity and getting to hear other stories. I know it's only 3 people, but it's better than nothing, and I hope they have motivated you and to see different aspects on how sports shapes identity. Hopefully I can get back into the routine of posting podcast episodes and get them out for you lovely people. Anyways, that's not what this episode is about to say. Oh, I'm sorry for not posting. Jesus, my chair is noisy and I'm sorry about that. But today's episode is all about talking about things schools don't teach you. Also, before I get fully into the episode, I want to say I will look off my screen a bit because I've got my iPad. Because last episode, my iPad did not film, like the audio did not pick up the whole length of the episode, so you could only have my phone audio. So I'm sorry. So I'm just going to think it's from where my iPad turned off while I was recording. So I'm gonna keep looking on so I can make sure the screen's on, so then you can get all the audio and the audio is better. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this episode today is that what I have realised since leaving comprehensive school almost 2 years ago is I have learned more on my own outside of school than I feel like I actually did when I was in school. Make that make any sense, why don't you? So further ado, let's get into this, shall we? This is in bullet points, so it will be easier for me to think instead of last episode where I had the massive paragraphs. But topics like that will have the bigger paragraphs, definitely with after episode 11. Because it's like after all the serious topics, for all the really serious research information, and I don't want to get anything wrong. So they will be in massive paragraphs, and you might just see me go quickly just so I can see if I'm saying everything right. But this one's in bullet points, so I can just go, right, this is what I want to talk about. I will go on a ramble. So yes, let's go. My iPad's going to turn off. No, there we go. Right, first one that I want to talk about that schools don't teach you is how taxes work. Like, girlie, at 16, so year 11, how many? Nope. That's not how taxes work on uni. No. Because at 16, you're in year 11, you're about to get a job, right? So obviously you're going to get taxed on your wages. We don't get taught anything on taxes whatsoever. Even though I'm a bit clueless on them now, I'm not going to lie. But I got a better understanding of them since I've worked like a few shifts. But the school don't teach you like how you get taxed on your wage, how you get road tax if you're driving, food tax. You don't get taught any of that, and they're just like, let's teach you algebra. I'd rather know more about tax than algebra. What's algebra gonna do in my life? Taxes will be a part of my life forever, mate. Forever. You know? Taxes are gonna be there whether I like it or not. So please, schools need to teach taxes. Because if I get like, for someone who doesn't know anything about it, when they get first tax on their wage, they're going to go, why are they taking that out of my wage? How are they supposed to know thing, you know? So it's a no from me. I'm going to be Simon Cowell. It's a no from me. They need to teach her in schools. I think it's one of them things. If you want children to leave school independently, like, maths and English is good. Even though they teach you quite a bit of useless stuff in maths. I'm not gonna lie. Like, teach taxes in maths. Then that will be worth it. You know, and then put that in your GCSE maths exam. Yeah? We get me? We know. Yeah? Yeah. That's all. You know, we need understanding on it. Like, I had to resit my maths last year in college, right? But they didn't enter me for the exam, but they taught me taxes, and I actually understood it. But why did I have to wait until resitting it in college to get taught taxes? But the people who don't resit maths, how are they supposed to know, you know? Hello? So, we kind of need it to be taught, if that makes any sense. Now, second point. Budgeting and managing money long term. It's like, have you seen the quarter life crisis recently? Everything is skyrocketing. How are people wanting to save up for uni, save up for a house, know all this if they don't know how to save money? Because even now as youngsters, anything we want to do, we have to pay for. Like, in my hometown, we don't have anything really to do. You can go out for food. There's like, I think, an escape room here, which that's extortionate in itself. We've got, recently though, opened a darts cafe and they go pool table. That's actually quite cheap. Pool, you only have to pay £1. For a round of darts on the dartboard, you only have to pay £10. But then in my cinema, £4.50, or if you want to go into it and pay that way, it's £5. So it's like, not a lot to do, but if we want to do something, we have to pay. But then, they say, kids don't want to go out these days, da-da-da-da-da. Anything we want to do costs money. Because if we don't want to be in our hometown, we'll go, let's go out to Cardiff. We have to pay for travel. Because if we don't want our parents to take us, or they'll go, no, make your own way down. Okay, we'll go to the train station. Da-da-da-da. If you don't pay for a train ticket online, I had to pay £9.90 from Newbridge train station down to Cardiff Central. And I had to get the bus down to there, which luckily I only had to pay £1. But seriously? It's like everything these days is money. So we can't really do a lot. So schools need to teach budgeting and managing money long term. Okay, they do teach like budgeting in maths, but they don't do it for the long term goals. Like, you want to go on a girls' holiday? Save. how can I save Margaret? Would you like to tell me, Margaret, how I can save money? Please tell me, because things like we have to learn the hard way, you know? Because at the end of the day, money does not grow on trees, does it now, Margaret? Who's Margaret? I don't know. But, yeah. Money does not grow on trees. And everyone should know how to budget and not learn the hard way, you know? You know, girl? You know? Yeah. That's how it is. Right. Next one is applying for jobs. Because not everyone's going to know how to apply for a job. I'm going to be honest, right? I'm 18 in May, right? I'm still jobless. I've applied for countless of jobs, right? Interviews. Luckily, my school, when I was in comp, they did teach, like, give us an experience of a mock interview. The guy I had was like, yeah, you go. If I was the one employing you, I would give you the job. I have been to tons of interviews, right? Yet, I have not got a job. Like, what's going on here? But then there's no part-time jobs in my area, so then I can't earn money. And then there's grown adults going, oh, these kids these days don't know how to get a job, da 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 da. First of all, it's either there's no part-time work for us, or you need to be qualified, or you need experience, but then you can't get experience because no one wants to hire you. And then it's like, when you've got all the qualifications, I've heard of people, they go, oh yeah, we're not hiring now, I'm not going to hire you now, you're overqualified. Which one is it now? You going to give us a thing, or, hello? I need that money, I need to bring in the cash. So, which one is it going to be, you know? The next one is making a CV. Like, don't get me wrong, I had my parents and my nan help me to make a CV. Got to, as well in college, they help you make it. But why not have help making a CV in comp when you turn that age 16? So then you can start working. Because you're going to be in year 11. But then, no. Make that work, right? But then they don't. But then college are willing to do it when you're doing Welsh back. So why can't Welsh back in comp do it? Well, not so much Welsh back in college either. It's mainly if you're in tutorial, they'll teach it. And it's like, seriously. No, that's what you're doing. I don't want to be a skin queen forever, you know? But not many people as well are in my shoes where I had my nan and my parents help me make my CV. You know? On my video. But schools aren't teaching you it. Like, shouldn't everyone know how to make a CV, you know? Yet you don't get to it, and it's like, how am I supposed to convince my employer to employ me? You know? Like, girl, you can help, or leave me in the dirt, you know? Leave me in the dark. What is the saying? Leave me in the dirt, leave me in the dark. Leave me somewhere. Or is it? Is it leave me in the dark? No, that don't sound right. That don't sound like it. That's another one. Guess it ain't right. No, I'm joking. But like, what is it? Leave something. I don't know. Which one is it, Margaret? Leave me in the dark? Leave me in the pit? Leave me in the dirt? I don't know. But you know what I'm trying to get at, right? It's leave me in something. I don't know what, but it's leave me in something. But the next one is negotiating. Nope. No. The next one, sorry. That one's after this next point. But the other one is how to handle conflict without things blowing up and going out of proportion. Because in comp, you know what guild drama is like? It goes boom way out of what it actually needs to be. But then, so like, why shouldn't we be taught instead of the teachers going, oh, we'll handle it, but then on the other hand they go, oh, you need to handle this like grown-ups. Shouldn't you teach us then how to handle this conflict, even if it's a silly falling out, without things blowing up out of proportion? I'll let you have a think about that a minute. Oh wait. Exactly, they don't. So then you are going to have to learn that all on your own and just learn the hard way. And it's like, why, when you can teach us how to handle it like adults? But no, we have to learn how to handle it like adults on our own. Or, it's the parents' job. The parents can only do so much and you guys can do so much as well. So 50-50? No? Anyone? No? Alright. Negotiating. That's the next one. Negotiating. It's like knowing like business and that, when you need to negotiate and try and get your sales. Why don't they try and do that? Teach us. Even if you don't decide to take business, why don't you teach people how to negotiate on, like, say now you've got a roommate. And definitely in uni you have roommates, so why don't you negotiate on how you're going to pay the rent that month? They don't teach you that. They're just like, learn that on your own. Girly Pops, how am I going to negotiate on my own? Could you help me with that? Yeah? Hello? Dead silent. Okay, girl. Whatever, mate. I'll handle it. Don't know how, but I'll do it. The next one is understanding risk versus reward. I mention this because people, it's like with extreme sports. People will risk their lives for the best reward in the world. But do people know the limits? It's like as well with jobs. People will sacrifice their physical and mental health, both, right, to just get up the ladder. Are you really risking it all for that reward? Or thing, you know, it's better off to know the difference between what you're actually risking and what the reward is. You have to think, is it worth it for that risk, you know? Is it actually worth it? Or are you being a delusional queen? Because sometimes risking it is disguised for that reward. We don't really want that, do we? No, we don't. The next one, thinking independently instead of just following instructions. I say this because in college, we work a lot of independently. You get given your brief, your assignment, and then you do it independently. If you want to work in a team, you will have to go, instead of going to the teacher, could you ask so-and-so if they want to work with me? You go up to them and go, can you think? It's like, why should we be learning this in just now in college? Should come prepare us for the independence? Because like in college, as soon as you go, it's you message your tutor to say, look, I'm not going to be in today. No more, Mummy, can you say I'm not going to be in today? Dad, can you say I'm not going to be in? Or whoever your guardian is. It's all up to you to say, look, I ain't going to be in today. I'm ill, but I'll do the work while I'm home. And it's the same with if you're working, like in media now. I'm currently doing an assessment. Like, it's my final project, so I've got a film I'm making. That's my final thing, my final assessment. Due in 6 weeks. Next week will be 5. So I have to try and negotiate. Because I wanted to do a bit of animation. But I was like, I can't animate. So I went to one of my classmates who's really good at animating. And I said, hey, look, do you want to collaborate on this project? You help me with my animation and things. I'm not very good at it. Told him my idea thing, and we went back and forth, and we done it. And then as well, with media, if you're doing a movie and you want to work with the acting lot, you actually have to try and do that. And with me now, I've got one actor from the acting course in my college doing my main movie, and then I've got 3 of them from another acting course, I think, who are helping me on one of my research movies as like a practice movie. They helped me, but I reached out to them and said, look, do you want to do both ways? You help me with this to build my portfolio for my coursework, and then by you guys being in it, I'm helping you build your portfolio. And they were like, yeah, I'm down. What is it? I sent them the script. They sent me little audition tapes of what the role they wanted, and I've gone from there. I'm constantly in contact with them. I'm communicating with them. So I'm working independently, getting all this done. If I have something that changes in my plan, I have to do that independently and figure it out. Comp doesn't figure that out for you. Oh no, something's wrong. Teacher's the baby in you. Oh, don't worry. I'll help you fix this. Maybe we can do. College isn't like that now. You made a mistake. Relook at your work. Oh no, that plan isn't going to work. Work around it. So it's kind of like you're on your own, but you got it, queen. That's sort of how it works. Now, next one is back to jobs, right? My shape is so squeaky, and I'm so sorry about that. But how to deal with rejection and career pivots. Like, that's what I was on about earlier when applying for jobs and that, and making a CV. But not so much making the CV, applying for a job. You will get rejected from so many. Like, me, I've been rejected for so many. I'm almost 18, I still don't have a job mind. And I keep getting rejected. They don't prepare you for that first rejection and then the rejection over and over and over. It's just, it will hurt at first, but they don't tell you how to handle that. Because you might overthink it and go, what have I done wrong? What did I do wrong? What do I need to do to be better, It's like you never know, because your interviewer will not tell you. That's the thing. They will not tell you where you went wrong. So it's kind of, they don't teach you how to prepare for that. If that makes any sense, Does that make sense? Does it? I don't know. That just makes sense in my head. Yeah? Okay. Alright, Margaret, I hope you understand. I'm gonna go with that now. I like saying that. Margaret Thatcher. Okay, that was too loud. I'm sorry. If you have headphones on like me, I'm sorry for that, bro. Who's Margaret Thatcher, actually? I recognise the name, I don't know who that is. Who's Margaret Thatcher? Schools, teach people who Margaret Thatcher is. Don't actually. We could Google. I'll probably Google after this now who Margaret Thatcher is. But anywho, the next thing is time management. Because people, right, who are chronically ill. Not chronically ill, chronically late. Like, how can you do it? I'm a person, if I'm 1 minute late of like something, I get anxious. I start overthinking, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna be late because I've left the house, for example, 1 minute late. I have to be early all the time. I have to be, because then I'm nervous then, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be late if I'm not early, Oh, I'm early to everything. Job interviews, everything. I'm early. Even to college, I'm early. Like, I'm really, really, really early. So, like, but many people are late. Like, definitely back in comp. The amount of people, right, I'm just gonna, oh no, I don't like that. Nah, that's gonna stay there. It's like, so many people were late, and I was like, how can you do that, girl? Because, like, it took me half an hour max to walk to college comp, right? And I was like, Some people who live so close are like always late, but then they don't teach you time management. They're like, oh, this is when comp starts, this is when school ends. Good luck. Are you going to tell me how to get up on time to get my time management sorted? No? Alright, Susan. Okay, thank you for that, hun. Thanks for not teaching me anything. Next one. Sorry, I thought you had something then. The next one is how laws, politics, and power structures. How laws, politics, and power structures our everyday lives. They don't tell us that. They're just like, oh, sorry. They're like, oh, you're the legal age to vote now. You can vote in for Wales. It's the Senate. You can vote now. How is that going to make an impact on my life? Would you like to tell me that, Margaret? Like, you need to teach us this, because how are we supposed to know? Because obviously you got upper class, lower class, working class, and then you've just got the rich and the empowered lot, and they don't teach you how it affects your life. Definitely, like when it's like if your family's in working class or lower class, they don't teach you that, and they're just like, you gotta put up with that yourself, queen. Like, no, teach me so I have a better understanding. And then I know why my family are in that place, you know? Please say that picked up. If that didn't, because my iPad turned off. If it don't, I'll crash out. I think it did. I don't know. But yeah. Like, please teach us. Oh my god, there's so many left. Another thing, though, they don't teach you is basic legal knowledge. They don't teach you any of it. It's like, oh, you'll have to figure out the hard way. I don't want to figure out the hard way. If you teach me, I can understand. And I go, oh, okay. Now I know why the police are out. You know? That's all I got to say on that. Just saying. But this next one, I think, is valid, right? Building confidence. There isn't based on grades. Because I remember in comp exams, I was a nervous wreck. I just could not think. I was never confident for my exams, right? Never was. I did end up doing quite well, but I was never confident. But we need confidence outside of exams. Because exams, right? If you're currently in comp, right? Sitting your GCSEs or any sort of exam, right? Don't overthink. It doesn't define who you are, right? It isn't going to change anything. It may hold you back a bit, but like with college, right? With like exam results, you only needed for college. Like the course I'm on now, I needed C's. But my first year of college last year, I only had D's in maths and English. So I done the level 2, and then I managed to get a merit in level 2 to come up to level 3. And that's where I am now. It's just don't panic or overthink. All it's going to do, you may have a bit step backs, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. And if they aren't perfect, girl, they probably ain't. You know, so relax. Just breathe. Do the best you can do. No one's going to be ashamed of you. Do the best you can do. Oh my god, that's bad. Anyway, yeah. Do the best you can do, babes. That's all you can do. Next is how after comp you're going to lose friends and how to handle that. That's facts, right? You're going to lose friends when you leave comp. And I lost, right? This one girl I was best friends with for 5 years, right the way through comp, from year 7 to year 11. And yeah, after comp, we left, and she was like, oh yeah, accused me of tons of stuff, called me the fake one, and was like, yeah, don't want to be friends anymore, and we haven't been friends since. But when she unfriended me, I bawled my eyes out. Literally, my mom came in my room and was like, why are you crying? So I woke up to the text and I just bawled. So I was like, what have I done? How could I lose this friend? What have I done? I've done nothing. You know? So they need to, like, kind of prepare you to lose friends. But yet again, though, in college, you are going to make new ones. And they're going to be your for lifers. Next one. I'm just trying to get through this because this is probably going to be a long episode. But who cares? Do you care? No, at least you got an episode. Next one is, though, how to prepare for an interview. No one tells you how because you can't get questions anyway for the interview. So you're just like, how? It's like I said, though, because it's like, you're like, how do I prepare? All I can do is just go in and be myself. You know? This next one, right, I'm fire spitting these, because we're already almost a half an hour. Like, whoa. But with the intro, it's probably going to be, and the outro, it's probably going to be longer. But anyway, how to handle bullying. I'm saying this because comps do not handle bullying. They're just like, that's not bullying. How are you going to handle it? They don't tell people how to handle it. They don't give people good coping mechanisms at all. Not one single bit. They're like a girl, whatever. You do you. You know? Like, I never experienced it, right? But many people do, so how are you gonna help them? You know? 2 more to go, guys. 2 more points, and then we're done. Let's get this on. They see me rolling. Like, right, shut up, chick. Don't have my sat on the chair awkwardly, so that's probably why squeaking tongues. iPad, don't turn off, but thank you. Right. See, this is what I mean in my. I don't think I posted it, but it will be posted. And it's like, I go off tangent all the time, which I do. Apart from last episode, I think was the episode 9 was the only one I didn't go off on tangent, and I was like, whoa, who's this girl over here? This girl ain't going off on tangents. I was like, whoa. But anyway, how to find your passion. Because once you lose that spark in something, they're just like, Because, like, now with college, right, I've refound my passion for filmmaking. If it weren't for my one tutor, I don't think I would refind my passion for filmmaking. Because they don't tell you how to find a passion in things. They're just like, oh, don't do it. Like, thanks for that, girlie. I need to know. Teach me these things. Teach me my life experiences. And lastly, lava chicken. Please lava chicken, yo, it's tasty as hell. Mamacita, I cannot remember the rest. But anyway, the last one, number 18. There's 18 of these guys. Whoa, I know, madness. But that's how to be an adult. They don't teach you that. They're just like, you transition from being a teenager to an adult. How am I supposed to adult? I don't know this. Teach me, please. I don't know how to be an adult. I don't know what I'm doing. You have to teach me. Like, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys have more experience of being an adult than I do. So please teach me how to be an adult. You'll be a lifesaver if you teach me, you know? Please, please, please. Right there in Sabrina Carpenter there. But then it's like, are you going to teach or no? Anyway, that's my 18 reasons on what schools don't teach you. I know 18 is a lot, right? Like, I do, generally. So you see me at, like, number 10, I was like, how long is this going to take? Because I do plan these way ahead before I film them. And then I'm like, when I'm filming, I'm like, why? What did I do? Anyway, but I'm sure you guys think of many more things than I have. Because 18, that's all I can think about. That's all I thought. I was like, I can't think of anything else. Many more things than I did while planning this episode. But let's face it, right? Schools only want to teach us what they think is good. Like, what am I going to do with finding X? Why do I need to find X? You find it. You want to do it. Duh. That's what I planned right now. But anyway, this has been Off the Monologue. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, queens.
If I'm not overthinking